Hi, my name is Sneha and I'm part of Group 1. Today I will be talking about why a single-payer system would not be beneficial to the United States citizens. First of all, let's talk about what a single-payer system is. It's also referred to as universal healthcare, and it's a system where a public agency, and in our case it would be the U.S. federal government, organizes and funds healthcare for all citizens. It would also eliminate the need for private insurance since there would now be one governed insurance program. Out of the 33 developed countries, 15 of them have a single payer system. The two most well-known countries are Canada and the United Kingdom. Here you can see the average wait time for some of the specialty care. In 2017, there was an average of 1,040,791 medical procedures on the wait list. It was reported that an average of 63,000 Canadians travel outside of their country to receive non-emergency treatment due to no other health insurance option and the lack of healthcare innovations, which reduces the quality of care for patients. In the United States, 70% of patients can be seen by a specialist less than 4 weeks after a referral. Within the same time frame, Canada was only able to meet 40% of that. After being advised that they need a medical procedure, only 35% of Canadians had their surgery within a month, whereas in the United States, 61% did. And after 4 months, about 97% of Americans were able to have their surgery, and in Canada, they struggle to achieve just 80%. If Americans really want a free healthcare system, they'll be picking up the tab through higher taxes, which is how the single payer system would be able to be funded. There would be a 6.2% income-based healthcare premium paid by employers, and while that wouldn't affect your taxes directly, there's a good chance that the cost could be kicked back to employees in the form of lower take-home pay. In Bernie's campaign, he also advocates for a new progressive income tax rate and income-based tax that would mainly affect investors and those who live on investment incomes. Here you can see the income-based tax rates. Right now, 39.6% is the highest current tax bracket, but with this new reform, it would go up to 43%. And that's just between if you make $500,000 to $2 million. As I mentioned before, with single-payer healthcare system, the wait list would be very crucial. With the healthcare system we have today, arthroplastic surgeries alone range from 20 to 52 weeks on the wait list. Wait times to be seen by a doctor would be long enough to have illness spread and decrease our life expectancy if not treated immediately. There would also be a reduced effort for innovation in the healthcare market. In both private insurance markets and government programs, people typically pay a monthly premium and a relatively small deductible for healthcare services without actual knowledge of how much the healthcare service costs. This means that consumers don't have much of an incentive to shop around for the best value, and providers don't have much of an incentive to keep costs down and quality high. When everyone gets paid the same rate, there would be a reduced effort to innovate within the healthcare industry. This can reduce the quality care and can be provided, especially for those who can't afford to go to a private pay center if there is one. As you can see here in this chart, it shows how government can control supply but not demand in healthcare. Under a single payer system, all legal residents will be granted for medical services for no cost, and this would mean hospitalization, long-term care, preventive care, and etc. But it would be free to a certain extent. Depending how this country sets up the program, you may still have to pay a copay with a single payer system, or you might have certain coverage that won't be included. Control over the supply of medical service is secured through a global budget, price control, and regulations on payment and price. And this would mean that the government would have to be expanded, and this would be more work on the administrative side. But a certain level of healthcare is guaranteed. To access the private pay market, health insurance will generally be offered, but this means that families with difficult health conditions would need to pay health insurance costs an additional cost outside of a single payer system. So the question is, will it cure the citizens compared to the healthcare system we have today? It would impose an unreasonable tax on Americans. It would deliver a below average care to patients, and it would put government in charge of our personal health care decisions, since there would be a need to, as I mentioned before, extend the administrative roles to regulate the cost. So, in conclusion, even with the free healthcare, it would slow down the process to be evaluated and treated in a proper time frame. Our current healthcare system definitely needs to be reformed, but a single payer system would not be a solution. From high tax spikes to long wait lists, the American people deserve better than a government-regulated program that cannot meet the service expectations when regarding our health. The end.